Welcome back, everybody. We're on part 2 of episode 125 of Smack Talk, and that means we're on the hot tags of the week.
Hot tags!
Hot tags! Get your hot tags. There's 3 things I want to talk about that Wego had sent to me, because when I was scrolling through all the scoop stuff, nothing really jumped out at me, but thankfully Wego had come across a couple things. And those are as follows. Number 1, Dean Malenko is going to be reassigned to NXT and not travel around as much anymore and do the backstage road agent kind of stuff. Which I guess his age is just kind of getting back up with him, and why not? I like the idea of Malenko working with the NXT guys, so if that's something that he enjoys, cool. I'm down with it. Peyton?
Yeah, awesome. Dean Malenko is a professional talent. He was one of my favorite guys to watch back in the 1996-1997 cruiserweight era in WCW. So if he has a lot to offer for the future generation and teach these guys how to stand out as a person that people wouldn't normally look at as someone who would stand out, then good. Excellent. Do it.
Sean?
Yay.
The enthusiasm.
I'm currently Googling Dean Malenko because I can't remember who he is.
Wow. He invented the Texas cloverleaf, man. He's the man of 1,000 holds.
Yeah, well, Chris Jericho's... he's the man of 1,004 holds. All of them arm bars.
Some sweet arm bars, though. You can have 1,004 arm bars in WWE and WCW, but you can't have any ice cream bars. Tisk tisk.
If he had more arm bars, he probably would have been able to outbeat Triple H.
Nah, Triple H was still burying him.
Yeah.
Hence the video.
And each one of those arm bars still look better than Del Rio's.
It's true. Any other thoughts, John?
As long as we can teach these rookies how to wrestle, who gives a shit?
Miguel, what do you think about Dean Malenko in NXT?
Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm eating Taco Bell while I'm doing this. You know what? I'm glad that he's still within the loop. You know, Dean Malenko was always one of the standout workers in WWE, but he just never was able to get over the same way guys like Guerrero and Benoit were able to. So it's always nice to see that WWE still recognizes him as a great wrestler enough to have him train the rest of the new blood coming in. So I mean, it keeps him in the fray. He's still got a job, so better for him.
Wego?
Well, if the report's true and he has been having health issues and the less travel will help him out, then that's great. Also, he's got a lot of insight that he can offer to some of these young guys. WWE has a lot of great road agents on the tread that are currently traveling, like your own Andersons and stuff. It'd probably be cool to have someone like Dean Malenko based at the Performance Center, so it's a great asset for those guys to learn from.
Next hot tag. TNA says that they're going to announce the new Hall of Fame inductee at Slammiversary. Who the fuck could this be? Are they going to give it to, like, Jeff Hardy or something now?
I think the big question is, who cares at this point? I mean, they pretty much made their Hall of Fame useless by making it a storyline in the dumbest way possible. I mean, I want to give them more credit, but I can't. I literally cannot. And this is the TNA mark apparently talking, so take that for what it is. Blah is basically all I could say. I don't care. Put Don West in the Hall of Fame for all I care.
The only person I could see them putting in there is Abyss.
No, Jeff Jarrett.
Well, he's got his new company that he's going to be doing. They'll probably stay far away from him as possible.
I mean, but to be fair, though, if you're doing a legitimate TNA Hall of Fame, how can you not put Jeff Jarrett in there? He's the founder. If it's a legitimate Hall of Fame, you look past that and you put in the guys that deserve to be in there. Kurt Angle, I don't think I would have made him the first inductee into the Hall of Fame. I probably would have. Well, no, Sting was the first inductee, then Kurt Angle. See how little this matters, where I can't even remember who was the inductee. But I mean, you've already got Sting, you've already got Kurt. You might as well put Jarrett in there. I mean, he is the next big name in TNA. One of their longest reigning champions. Why not?
Peyton, you think they're going to take this opportunity and induct Jay Lethal so that way they can get Savage in there before their Hall of Fame before WWE?
What? Why does that
Jay
make
Lethal.
sense? That doesn't make sense.
It's a joke.
It was a terrible joke. Just like TNA. I don't give a shit about their Hall of Fame or who goes in it. Neither do the people that go in it themselves. So why should I?
Sean, any thoughts?
Ken Shamrock. That's all I'm saying.
Not too bad. Lego?
So, you're going in the Hall of Fame. Oh, does that mean I get paid now? Nope. The only person that should go in is the one and only Samuel Shaw.
He's too depressed. He would just come out and be like, I don't know if I deserve this, guys.
And then jump off the stage and kill himself.
Final
Actually,
hot
probably
tag.
kill himself because he's got to go in the Hall of Fame.
He's like, no, I'm going to be in here forever.
What do you get even when you get inducted? Like I know WWE gives you a plaque and a ring. What does
You get a
TNA
watch.
give you?
A watch.
Really? I thought that they
Yeah.
just
It's
gave you
serious.
like
No,
$10
seriously, they give you a watch.
they gave
Oh,
you like
God,
a $10 gift card or something.
That's a retirement present. That's what you get when you're about to leave a company.
Mm-hmm.
You get a free TNA T-shirt from
A
the
free
ones that they
TNA
can't sell.
You get one of Don West's brown bags.
Last hot tag to talk about for this week. They are teasing that Paul Heyman's going to have a new Paul Heyman guy coming soon. I don't know who really that could be either, and no names are jumping out at me as people that I really think could fit with Paul Heyman or go anywhere. I mean, we saw Ryback, we saw Curtis Axel. That really didn't work out all that much. If they added like RVD, who would really care? It's not going to be CM Punk, just going back to what he had done before. So, if they can think of something cool to do with this, then I'm down for it. But if it's another Curtis Axel, then I don't even see the point. I saw a couple people suggesting, why not like Drew McIntyre? Drew McIntyre's done. He serves so much better if he's just a whipping boy in 3MB. And you can't take somebody who has already established themselves outside of it in some kind of other role, like a Wade Barrett. He's Bad News Barrett now. If he just goes with Paul Heyman, then they need to drop that. So, I don't know.
Two words, Tony. Mason Ryan.
I wouldn't waste my time.
You know WWE would.
Yeah, they would. But they already have Batista, so they don't need him anymore.
Well, in that case, you might as well get rid of Ryback.
They might as well at this point. Peyton, who do you want to see as the new Paul Heyman guy?
Roman Reigns.
Good old Romaine.
Good old Romaine Reigns, absolutely. Definitely the guy's weakest thing is that is his talking. Not to mention, I think if you just had him stand in the background, mashing his hands against each other, standing there as the strong, silent type, while Paul Heyman talks about how he's going to kick everybody's ass, I think that'll work perfect.
I disagree. I think that there's something. I think Roman Reigns has enough of a charisma where he can hold his own verbally. I mean, he's not a Dean Ambrose, obviously. He's not a CM Punk, but then again, who expects him to be? He's got a great look to where I think he can overcome a lot of that. I think he's got enough of a charisma that he can hold his own. He doesn't need a Paul Heyman.
Here's the thing. It's not always about needs. Sometimes it's about building the character. And I think Roman Reigns standing there as the silent type is the best thing you can get for a guy like him. We don't have many people that are treated like that, especially at a main event level. That's something that was really big more in old school wrestling. And we're seeing a lot of things borrowed from old school now. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's something we would see have a more of a resurgence now. I'm not saying it's going to happen with Roman Reigns, but I think we're going to see more of the strong silent types coming up. Hopefully that's what they decide to continue doing with Alexander Rusev.
Nemanja.
Maybe they could just have Paul Heyman do that instead of Lana. I'd like to hear
Yeah,
what he does with that, how he does to Brock Lesnar. Sean, who do you want to be the next Paul Heyman guy?
I called this at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to go with Corey Graves for my next team. I'm sticking by my guns.
Well, if you ain't got CM Punk, just get CM Punk 2.0.
Definitely.
Why do you think Corey Graves, anything that jumps out as he needs Paul Heyman or vice versa?
He's got the look, and it's about time he jumps onto the main roster, I say.
Wago?
Adrian Neville. He cannot talk for shit. He's got a stupid accent. So, slap him with Paul Heyman. I think he can be one of these guys that can still be a heel, but do amazing feats in the ring and just come off as a badass. So, he's one of those guys. He's a small guy, but he's got an awesome look to him at the same time. So I think pairing him up with a mouthpiece like Paul Heyman would be perfect for him.
I think pretty much anybody who can talk good enough to get a character over doesn't really need it, so that throws out somebody like a Titus O'Neil. But the only name looking at the list of people that are on the roster right now, not the NXT people, but the normal roster people, that I can think really would benefit from it is Ezekiel Jackson.
Who?
Exactly.
Is he? No, I'm serious. Is he still wrestling? When was the last time he did anything of note? I think the ECW title was probably the last noteworthy thing he's done.
He's been inactive for a long time, and I don't know if that's because he's still injured or if he is just kind of sitting back and waiting for them to do something, but he's somebody that maybe could benefit. But even then, I mean, he's probably too old to invest that much time and effort into anyway, so...
Let me tell you something right now. I see Ezekiel Jackson being one of those names that they have in those post-WrestleMania spring cleaning things that they do. You know, when they get rid of a bunch of people all at once after WrestleMania. I see Ezekiel Jackson on that short list.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, that's going to be the hot tags. We're going to take a little bit of a break with the rest hold, and we're going to come back and start talking about all the matches that we're going to see at WrestleMania 30.